Welcome back to another season of the Sailor Jimmy podcast. I took a long break for Christmas, holidays, got real busy, took a little bit more time than I thought I would, but we're back and we're here at Sawyer Park Ice House in the green room. What a beautiful place with
a lot of history in this room.
The voice you hear right there, that's Matty Radcliffe. I want to bring him on. Matty is the booking agent, marketing director. Matty, tell me if I'm wrong about any of these. You're the booking agent, marketing director, and lighting director for Sawyer Park Ice House, and you've been nominated by the Texas Country Music Association for Lighting Director of the Year and Venue Marketing Partner of the Year. Is that all true?
Yes, sir. It's about right.
Okay.
That's what we do.
So
first of all, it's an honor to be here, finally.
I know. Matty's been on my butt about being on the show for a long time, but hey, we don't have to harp on it. You're here now, so let's make the best of it, best of the moment. But, Matty, before we get into the show and we get to the topics of conversation, I want to recognize, we can't do shows without our sponsors, right?
Oh, 100%. It's all about the sponsors, man.
Let me ask you a question. You ever been to Captain Brad's?
Of course I have.
Captain Brad's, let me tell you, off 249 North Point, Captain Brad's serves all your traditional favorite seafood, including oysters, crab legs.
Oh, that platter, bro.
Dude, everything you think about seafood, Captain Brad's has it. And I'm telling you right now, this is my favorite place to take clients, customers, employees. When we have to have a meeting, when we go out to lunch, I always take them to Captain Brad's. Brittany Applin is the owner. She's big in the community, helps out Boots for Troops and a lot of other charities, all other causes. So shout out to Brittany, Captain Brad's, for being the title sponsor of the season. Matty's cell phone's already going off.
I know, I'm famous.
That's okay. Anyways, I want to tell you about a new dish over there that I can't wait to try. I saw it posted on their social media. It is tell me what you think about this, Matty. Give me a one-word response. Blackened redfish served over a bed of bacon cheddar mashed potatoes topped with grilled shrimp and a crawfish sauce. One-word response.
Yum.
Yum.
That's just it. You got the butter. You got it all going on there. I mean, I'm on a diet right now, so I can only have half of that. But man,
that's what the picture looked like when I saw it. I thought, wow, incredible.
Perfect.
Anyways, man, welcome to the show, Matty. You're one of my best friends, man. A lot of people probably don't know that. You're one of my best friends.
I appreciate that, man.
One of my one of the guys in the industry that I can always count on, talk to. We've done a lot of stuff together.
We have.
And I admire everything you do. I tell people you're the flyer god.
I am.
All these flyers you see behind us.
I love graphics.
Matty made all of them. So
music.
How'd you get into making graphics and flyers and marketing?
That's a funny story. High school, we threw a big event that was illegal, and my friends. I guess it was like a big field, but they used to have horse tracks out there in Magnolia. Mm-hmm. And we begged our dads to let us use it for the weekend for like a friend get together. So we ended up making it was almost like that movie Project X. I went to the library at the college, used their first Photoshop that I could find, made my first flyer, and we posted at 4 high schools and had over probably 7,000 people show up. And it was probably not the legal thing to do, but we had bands.
So you were making flyers in high school
and having my first festival.
What software are you using then?
Photoshop.
Photoshop
1.
Photoshop 1. Wow.
Yeah, it's come a long way.
You I try. I think I'm pretty decent now.
Your Canva's good.
I use Canva, post on my wall, but like when I need it, like my big events, I always call Matty. I'm like, Matty, come on, come through for me. Give me something great.
Well, I love working for you, man. Like you have a great group of people, and on all your businesses that you have, man, it's been fun to watch you grow and see how you just have done it from one small event to you name it to things that we're going to announce here in a little bit later.
Right.
But,
do you remember the first time we met?
Yeah. It'd be over at Exit 73.
Yeah, at the Crawfish Fest.
Yeah.
We didn't really know each other, but
I looked at each other and waved.
And I was like, I was like confused. I didn't know like what your role was with SMG and everything. And I was like, you just look like, if you don't know Matty, I know Matty, but if you don't know Matty, you see him, you're kind of afraid to go up to him. You think he might like bite your head off, but actually one of the nicest guys in the world. But who knew, dude? I saw you many times before I ever met you, and I was like, man, I want to meet that guy. And then when I met you, like we became like
besties.
Like yeah, man, and just
we both grew up in Tomball, so that helps.
Yeah, that was
pride
for sure. All right, I got some hot topics I want to talk to you about today, Matty.
Yeah.
On the show, some you may like, some you might not, but oh well. I want to pay my respects to Toby Keith.
That's a hard one, man. That was a hard one to hear.
Man, it hit me right in the core of my heart because I don't know if you saw my post, but
I did.
when it first happened, I was like, damn, that's sad. But then the more I got to know I already knew Toby was a big supporter of the troops, and obviously I work with the troops on a daily basis. But when I actually dove into understanding more about him and his career, it hit me even harder. What do you know about Toby Keith?
He was a good dude. A lot of great music. He was never one to like really be in the spotlight a lot.
Right.
You know, he did a lot of things behind the back, which is cool, which I kind of dig that. Like, he didn't need a lot of flash and a lot of whatever to get to where he was and what he wanted to do behind the scenes of everything he does. So I respect that a lot. And then it's like one of those names like you kind of forget about it for a little bit, but then when you hear his music and you're like, oh yeah, man, what's he doing now? And it's been like I've been wondering what's been up with him lately, and then boom.
He's been sick.
Yeah, well,
But
if you don't know, you don't know. You know, like I can't catch up on the things. You know,
Right,
It
for
just
sure.
kinda hit me.
for sure.
It smacked me.
What if I told you? I'm going to read something to you.
Hit me.
I did a little research earlier today on Toby because I wanted to. My first episode back, obviously Toby just passed. He's a country music legend. So I started to do some research on him, and it said that he was in the oil industry in Oklahoma back in 1982. And
Early red dirt.
Huh?
It's early red dirt.
Early red dirt. 1982. I wasn't even born yet. I was born in 87.
I was already born.
And he found himself unemployed. So that's when he turned to music. So he's working in the oil field and decides he becomes unemployed and decides to turn to music. And he started a band called the Easy Money Band.
I've heard that.
And they were playing. Think about this, because you book bands now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They were playing for $35 a night.
Hey, that's more than some people get on the road, bro. I'm telling you. Sometimes you just get like a handshake and you got 10 minutes. Go.
$35 a night, which maybe obviously $35 now is not the same as in '82. But in an interview with Country Weekly, his wife said, people would yell at her and tell her, "You need to tell your old man to get a real job." And she would respond by saying, "He's good enough at music that I've got to let him try, and it'll be a great shot for both of us if he can make it work."
Respect.
So, the typical American dream story: you come out of the oil field,
Everybody wants to kick you in the dick.
yeah, you want to start a band, you start a band, everybody doubts you, and you become one of the biggest country music superstars in the history of country music. So, America loves a good
Underdog story.
underdog story.
Yeah.
There's some other key facts about Toby Keith that you probably don't know. Let me see. He owned a restaurant chain called "I Love This Bar and Grill."
Yep.
Famous song
That
by
blew
him.
up big.
Yep.
I think there was one in Vegas.
He has them all over the country, or Nashville.
The one I went to
Vegas.
was in Vegas.
Guess what? His first. This is going to shock you because most people are going to guess very low, but guess how much his first paying gig was? It was at a wedding. It was a private event. It was a wedding.
$35.
Huh?
So it was like $35.
No, he was playing for $35 in 1982 in bars, but his first paid gig was they paid him $1,000 to play a wedding.
Wedding money. That's good money.
Anyways, I wanted to just shout out Toby Keith, man. So many great songs. Should Have Been a Cowboy. How Do You Like Me Now? Red Solo Cup. I mean, the list goes on and on. Like you said, you forget about the songs that he.
Yeah. I mean, it's and a whole genre of his style came after him.
But dude, do you know the best part about Toby Keith was? How much he loved our military.
Oh, that's always.
Nobody spent more time in the war zone doing concerts. Not only so, they said he did concerts in Kuwait and Iraq.
Yeah, I was gonna say he did a lot of the USO
Yeah.
thing where they would fly out there and whatnot and do the big events, and he was one of the first ones to start going out there.
Him and Kid Rock.
Desert Storm.
They did more concerts than anybody else. And I'm telling you, somebody that served, wore the uniform.
Yeah, they don't get paid for that.
That's what hit me, man. Because I'm like, I know what that means. I've been there. I was on the USS Theodore Roosevelt, and they had all of a sudden one morning we woke up and had these posters up. It was like David Neal, or I think it was David Neal. Yeah, somebody was coming to do a concert for us in the hangar bay, and like everybody was so excited.
Yeah,
because we had no other form of entertainment.
Yeah, you miss what's going on over here, right? You're all over there, especially on a boat or in a desert during a war. You know, you're sitting there biding time.
If I told you, Matty, you want to get on a plane tomorrow and go? You want to go to Persian Gulf, land on a carrier?
I said, let's go right now.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's an honor, dude. But he did it more than anybody else.
That'd be awesome.
Love Toby Keith. Rest in peace. Just a great guy. All right, let's get real about some shit.
Let's go.
Take a sip of that. What are you drinking over there?
I'm on double gin and sugar-free Red Bull right now.
I thought about you earlier, man. I started I'm not gonna lie. I started doing this rundown today. I've been so busy, so I was like, I started drafting the rundown for today's show, and I was like, man, what are me and Matty gonna talk about? And something that you and I have in common is we both book bands, and you're booking at a much higher volume than I am right now because you're doing live music every weekend here at Sawyer Park.
I have a vehicle for it, so.
But you're doing stuff every weekend here, and you're every act. It's such a diverse selection. Like whether you're a country music fan or a rock band or you like a tribute band, like you do a great job of mixing it up, and
appreciate that.
You kind of touch every fan base or everybody's
something.
needs. But let me ask you a question. Honest answer.
Mm-hmm.
What's the big challenges when it comes to booking artists, entertainment?
If I was able to go straight to the artist and get it done, because I always earn these relationships with them afterwards,
right?
It would go so much faster and easier. But it's getting in the face of some of these booking agents because they're having to deal with a lot of stuff, and it's like, hey, I'm over here too. I want to do things. Other than that, and then it's working with other club owners in the area with radius clauses. Mm-hmm. To me, like I've got Austin Meade coming up this Saturday. His management company asked me 3 weeks ago, hey, Austin has a chance to play in Baytown for a big event, but it's like 3 weeks after your event. Are you okay if they start promoting it now? I'm like, hell yeah. Because, I know it's less than 100 miles away, but.
You're trying to look out for the band.
Yeah,
because you've been in the band.
First, because the bands are where they have a lot of things going on in their life. They have to pay a lot of people. They have to do a lot of things. So if I have a chance to make a band some extra money, and I'm still going to do okay because I know we're going to pull it and we're going to have a good time because he's a great dude, I'm going to help those bands out first. I mean, that's where it comes first because I've been there. I know what it's like. And
well, see, I want to say, for you, you get it, right? You want to, because you care about the entertainers and you know how hard they're grinding. So I deal with the same thing where we sometimes get put in between the venue owner and then like, well, why are they playing this? So we have to kind of like be the middle person to kind of make everybody understand it, keep everybody happy, and that can be 100%. Difficult at times. But because when I get the same emails about whether I have an artist booked here and they're like, will you approve them to play here? And it may be just a little inside the radius clause. Like you want to say yes because you care about that artist, but then you also have to answer to
your show,
your boss or the venue owner. So
I'm just like you.
A lot of people don't know behind the scenes about that we deal with stuff like that, right?
I'm just blessed that my people, they're cool with that. They understand it. People can make money. And now if it was like 2 feet down the road and they're playing the next day, I get it.
Sure.
But
for sure,
come on, man, we're talking 80 miles away.
I think you're just like me. You'll try if you can make it happen and it makes sense. Like
100%.
you'll always release the artist to let them play a show. People think booking's such an easy thing, man. Like I'm jumping a little ahead here, but I don't know if you saw when the rodeo lineup came out for the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo this year. People were fussing about the lineup and they thought it could be better. If they only knew how difficult it was to
get them all in the same place at the same time. I mean, you can't. There's people. They're going all over the world. You need to get them all lined up in 3 weeks.
And how competitive it is.
That's off to them, man. I would not want that job for anything. I love the rodeo, but hell no, man. Yeah, that's like a nightmare.
They don't. First of all, the fans don't know how competitive it is to book, especially post-COVID, because now everybody's starting their own festival again. All these venues are booking again, so there's radius clauses, there's scheduling. I mean, there's so many things. There's so many variables that the average person doesn't know.
Like that's,
and it's like, man, I saw the rodeo lineup. I'm like, okay, it may not be the best lineup ever, but every person on that lineup, I'm like, somebody loves that person.
Yeah.
And somebody, I mean, like, if I could have any of them at my festival, sign me up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, please.
So people, it's just sometimes we forget about not only what the rodeo is about.
But it's not just that, though, Jimmy. They have the Hideout, which brings, like, a lot of awesome up-and-coming talent, which I'm going to this year. I'm going a bunch of times. There's a bunch of bands that play here that are playing there this year, and I'm super stoked. You got, like, Chad Cook playing there. You got Callie
Susan Hickman.
Yeah, and then you got old Peyton Howard, too. She's doing it, too. And then not only that, they also have the barbecue that goes on. They have to do entertainment out there for that, too, which Dylan Wheeler's playing that. And I think
by the way, Dylan Wheeler, I heard he killed it here.
Oh, he melted the walls. He
like we were talking about that night, like, dude, he just slayed it.
He was good. He's a good act. If you haven't seen him, Dylan Wheeler, he rocks.
Yeah,
And they all rock, man. That's the beauty of it, man. There's so much new stuff out there and new bands up and coming. Like, I try to book a lot of bands from out of town, like that aren't from Houston area that much, just to kind of break them, because everybody wants to break into Houston, because Houston is really starting to build the scene for a lot of music, which we were not now. Like, you look at the awards coming up, a lot, like 80% of them are from based in this area, and that's amazing.
It's a hotbed.
Yeah.
And we have the fans here to support live music.
Yeah.
So, like, when we have live music, like, our people in the community come out and they turn out to watch the show. And that's why, like, this is a great opportunity for us on this podcast to talk about how important it is that when we do book shows and we do have these live entertainers at different venues that we work with, including yours, it's important that people come out and support these live shows, because that's the only way we can keep doing them.
Right.
Once y'all stop coming out and supporting them, and it gets and the venues losing money on shows, well, then they can't do the shows anymore. So if you have live music in your community somewhere, and there is a venue that's trying to do live music, get out and go see, and pay the $10 or the $15 to see the band play, right?
100%.
That way we don't have to have so many heated conversations with the people that own the venues and try to convince them to keep doing it. But back to the rodeo, the Hideout, man, like, it's every year I'm so happy to see so many of the people that you and I work with make that next step in their career.
It's a huge step, man.
I saw Josh Abbott at the Hideout years ago. I mean, if you make the Hideout, it's like a stepping stone in your career. Once you make the Hideout, then I guess the next dream is to make it to the main stage of the rodeo. But
no, it's just, you just stand on that stage and look out, and there's thousands. You're talking thousands of people just got done with the concert. They're all jazzed up, ready, and it's like you see if people.
And it comes with a respect level, like
badass sound system, and like the whole thing is it's legit. It's a whole good experience. Like I said, I'm going to some of them, and I'm not even going to the show. I'm going just to the Hideout just to see.
You're not even going to go to the main show. You're just going to go straight to the Hideout.
Yeah, watch these people, because some of them are during the week where I can actually go, and it makes me proud. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Hell yeah, look at them up there. I feel like a big rock dad.
Well, you better take me with you.
Well, I'm sure you're gonna be there, bro.
We'll take a party bus, do some Jaeger shots.
Go.
I think we should be sponsored by Jaeger. You and I.
Hey.
Man, I'm going to bring up a very, very tough subject.
Uh-oh.
I don't know how you feel about talking about this.
Oh yeah, come on.
But we're here to get ratings on the Set of Jimmy podcast. No, so I see a lot of. First, I want to say, I love each and every entertainer artist that I work with.
Oh yeah,
top to bottom, all of them. They're all good people, and I love them. I think there's a disconnect. So I'm coming to talk at the Texas Country Music Association Industry Awards this year, and I'm going to talk about the disconnect between entertainers and venue, because I feel like there's a huge disconnect. And I think everybody has a good heart and everybody has good intentions, but understanding each other's
rules
or point of views or sides is, I feel like everybody's afraid to talk about it, because they think, well, if I say this part,
get blackballed.
Oh yeah, or these people are going to be mad at me. The only thing that matters is the truth. And the truth, and we know what the truth is, and everybody knows what the truth is. Money, 100%. So I've seen many artists, entertainers, I won't mention any names. I've just seen, like, and I get it from the entertainer side, where they're like, they're wanting to, explain how much money they invest in gas, traveling here. They have to pay their other musicians in the band, this and that. Right, which is all relative.
And then, whatever.
Yeah. And then you talk to the venue owners and like, well, we got overhead for utilities. We got to pay our staff. We got to do. So everybody has their own side, right? So I'm gonna give you my take on it, and you give me your take on it.
Yeah, 100%.
My take on it is this. I love all my entertainers. I keep saying that because I do, and they know I've supported them. I'll look right in the camera and I'll tell y'all I've supported y'all, and I keep supporting y'all.
Events, you do top notch for them from
when
they get
I'll
there
take
to whatever, 100%.
Hospitality and all, but like over the years, like multiple bookings, I'm always gonna take care of them. But I want them to know that the only thing that matters is how many tickets they can sell. You can't, as a producer, promoter, whatever you want to call me, if I have a client, whether that's 403 Eats or Leslie's or Sam Houston Race Park, I can't sell something to my client and say, you need to pay $5,000 for this band, right? And the band only sells $500 in tickets.
Right.
I can't. It doesn't matter how hard you work or how much time you put in band practice or how much, that's respected.
You got to price what you can
exactly.
do. Be fair, price what you can do.
100%. Or bet on yourself, because every venue owner I've ever worked with, Matty, if you say the artist wants to go 80-20 split on the door, they want to bet on themselves.
Yep.
Every venue owner will sign up for it, right? When you got to start guaranteeing $2,500, $5,000, this and that for an artist, and then they only sell $500 worth of tickets, how is it, as somebody in our position who are talent buyers, how can we validate that to our ownership? It is nothing to take away from the talent level, the work they put in, all the things that they do to become great musicians. It has nothing to do with that because we respect that. But how can we validate to ownership, pay $5,000 when they only sell 1,500 tickets? There's no, as a business person, it doesn't work mathematically.
No, it doesn't.
And that's why I have a lot of respect for artists that will price themselves accordingly or bet on themselves. That's my take on it. What's your take on it? Don't be shy.
I'm for it. So my situation is a little bit different because I run more of an incubator type situation for bands where on the lower scale, I work with the bands on a good, comfortable number. So I know it fits with our margin of what we're going to do. So it still helps me grow them at the same time. Like,
correct.
A lot of these bands I know they're from out of town. That they're new. I know they're not going to draw, but I know that I have a place that will bring people, and I know that they're good talent. That if I get them exposed enough times, then they're going to be my next level of people, right?
Right.
But like bringing in the bigger shows, like some of my favorites, like we did with Pat Green and what. You knew they were going to deliver, so we know exactly what we're going to get our hands into and whatever. The problem now is after COVID, I don't say that the agencies or whatever, they're starting to go on a bidding war with everybody to a point where it's like, man, like here, we don't give a shit if we make any money from the door, as long as it covers the cost of the band and the expenses, we're golden, right? Because we'll make our money with food and drinks and whatever. For sure. But it pays for the entertainment.
Right.
When we start getting in the red where it's like, well, shit, man, like I had one act. It was something that I knew we wanted to do it, and we did it because we wanted to get it, and I knew we were never going to make the whatever, and we took a big hit on it. But at the end of the day, it was an awesome event. People still talk about it, but I can't do that 12 times a year. Right. You know what I mean? And then they call back a year later to try to double what they did when they didn't make it, and I was like, kick rocks. You know, I'm not trying to be a dick, but whatever. But then I have bands who I'm going to call out Chiwis. Chiwis comes here, does a kick-ass job. We pay them good money. We do a big ticket event, but this time they came around and the Houston Texans have a chance to go into the playoffs again, right?
Right.
It's a big freaking game, and I have a lot of people that want to come here and watch the game, but they didn't want to pay money to see the band, so I had to pull the band aside and look, man. I was like, can we renegotiate this one night?
Right.
They took almost a 50% pay cut because they saw the value in us because they were going to bring them back,
right? And
they drove all the way from New Orleans. These guys say, fuck yeah, we'll do it. Not only that, we're going to party balls at the end of that show. Right. So everybody's going to have a victory party, and they're going to remember our name because we give a shit. And that means more. And these guys have been doing it for 20 years.
That means
the
world to you and the venue.
I was like, they took
I
that
don't
much
understand
of a cut.
That. Yeah.
Because they
right.
knew, they wanted as many people to be there. Because now they may have had a couple hundred people in there because everybody else would have went to go watch the game. They had 800, 900 people here. They may not have even seen them for the first time. For sure. And now on their way home, they were getting messages.
Yeah.
Like, man, I didn't even know who you were. When are you coming back? So that So they're coming back May 4th, and they're going to do a whole Star Wars thing. It's really gonna be cool.
They always dress up in like theme and.
Well,
like,
last time they dressed up like 80s versus 90s, and the freaking bass player dressed up like Teen Wolf.
right.
It's so cool. But anyway, long story short, that's the kind of shit I'm talking about, where you have that connect where the band and the whatever, and y'all work together.
Yeah.
The other ones are.
Man,
It's hard.
like
it's getting harder to.
my
book
whole
some of
thing
these
is
bands.
this is like. I really want to.
I can talk 3 hours about it, but it's.
I know we could talk for hours. I just want to say that like. I respect all the time and effort they put into being great, right? At their craft,
families,
okay?
going on the
If,
road,
let's just say
doing shit.
tomorrow I decided I wanted to be a professional dirtbag rider. I can go practice for hours and hours and hours or whatever.
Never
right?
heard you say you ride a dirt bike.
I'm listening to anything professionally.
Like Super
okay,
Rod over there.
I can't. So, let's just say I'm going to be a public speaker. Let's say Jimmy Rogers decides he's going to be a
can see you
public
do
speaker.
that, 100%.
Let's say, you know what? I'm going to go to Do-Si-Do, or I'm going to go to this video, and I'm going to say, you know what? I'm going to come here and I'm going to speak about this
That's how I
topic,
got it,
or I'm going to give a motivational speech or whatever, right? And I need $2,500. They're going to laugh at me. I'm only worth as much as people I can bring. No matter, I can be and you know I'm good at it. I can get up there and give a hell of a speech. You've seen me do it, and I can do that. That doesn't mean anything if I can't put butts in the seats.
Well,
And you got to put butts in the seats, and it's not to take away from how talented so many of these musicians are, but it's so competitive, and you got to be able to put butts in the seats. You got to sell tickets.
so here's something that a lot of people don't know. So I'm in the club scene of it, right? And I've made relationships with other big clubs, and not just here, but all over Texas, right?
Right.
And we all have our own little group that we talk about.
Sure.
And we all give numbers. We all say like, "Hey, man,
100%.
who did you? What happened when they do for you?" And
Yeah.
they say, "Oh man, like." I was like, "Well, they're claiming," and when they're saying that, "Oh, they did 1,500 in tickets," but when I call that venue, they only did 700, bro.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
a problem, and that's what's happening right now with the agencies. They're not giving you the full truth, and I don't that. I'll go round and round with these agencies, and I get blackballed some days, and that's fine, man. But
well,
you know what?
I'm okay with getting blackballed by artists or agencies by stating the
There's
facts.
a million
of the
other
truth.
people that want to come.
100%. And the facts of the truth is, and I've talked to successful artists that have said,
Man.
they want people got to pay your dues, and look, you got to sell tickets. It goes for all of us.
100%.
And as a producer, promoter, marketer, whatever you want to call me, if you don't think I've got out there and grinded my tail off, sending personal text messages, sending emails.
I know.
You've seen
I've
me
been
do
there,
it, and I've been
yeah.
on top of you to get
But I didn't see that
because
band.
I see
Now
a
I'm gonna
show.
see that one band.
I see a show that I'm paying $5,000 for, and I've only
You
sold.
fired a band.
Yeah, exactly. I'll fire a band.
You did.
But it's if the young entertainers could realize that, like, when you have a versus show and you have an opportunity to make $5,000, if you're not privately texting people, if you're not hustling, grinding, we're doing it too. It's not that we're just asking the band to do it. That's why I love Jesse Payton when it comes to comedy, because Jesse Payton,
hustler.
he will hustle, and if his show is not sold out by the venue or the promoter,
get
he'll start hustling himself
On the
to
street.
get exactly. And that's the problem with a lot of people. Is they don't understand, like,
They'll legit go
you
up
need
to a
to
person
hustle.
and tell them 5 minutes of jokes, and then they go buy a ticket.
Exactly.
It's amazing.
But he's not going to let his show fail. And he's going to stay up all night, or he's going to work his tail off until he has nothing left on the table to make sure his show is successful. And I see so many entertainers, and I've given them all opportunities. I'm like, dude, it's a versus. We're going to give you 80% of the tickets. You can make $3,000 to $5,000. Oh, they don't care. They don't care. They don't care.
Or if you say, hey, well, the last couple times it's been a little whatever, we're going to have to roll it back a little bit. They get a little, hey, what up? You know?
And let me tell you what, I work my fucking tail off. I don't like
we
we
both
all
promote our ass off.
We're all working our tail off. We're all busting
promote
our
our shit
butts.
off. We
So I don't want to
promote
hear,
all
well,
the time,
well, I
man.
have 3 or 4 gigs this week. I have a lot of respect for entertainers, and there's a lot of them out there that are doing it, that are hustling and grinding to get their name out there and to make their show successful. But it's the ones that demand the payday and aren't willing to hustle. Look, I'm going to be honest. I don't care if I get blacklisted, Matty.
I already know.
Look, just because you're on the Texas scene and you have a couple good songs does not make you George Strait, okay? You have to keep grinding. You have to keep grinding. That's what we're all here doing. We're all here grinding, okay? And that's what I'm going to say about that.
All right. You grinded.
Because me and you've had
It's all
many
about grind.
conversations. But anyways, let's get into some fun stuff.
Oh, yeah.
What is your favorite? There's obviously been a ton of shows here at Sawyer Park. I'm looking around the room right here, and there's a ton of different posters and artists that have been here. What has been your favorite show in the history of this venue that's been open for what, a
3.
few years?
Yeah, there's 3. 2 of them we did together, and then 1 I did. First one when I knew that this place was going to be special was Josh Ward. You told me about it. You're like, bro, I don't know. I think we can handle it, but I think we kind of oversold that night. I'm not
indoor,
going to say what
'cause
my
we did it
fire code
indoor.
is here. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say that, but let's just say that we had to open up some extra doors around here. And that was the first time I sat in the very back of this club, and I was watching it. And I was watching the lighting director of that band. I think his name was Wookie.
Yeah.
Is what his name was. And I saw what the future potential could be of this club with like the light show and the production and the shit. And I caught a lot of hell making that stage 4 foot tall, but here I am in the back of this club, and I see Josh up there. And when he first walked, like the band starts up, and he walks out, and he starts, I want to say, fucking the crowd. That's it. Like everybody is just so zoned in, and they're watching the shit. And I was like, hell yeah, we did.
There's not a much better hometown show.
Great. Well, I know
than
that.
a Josh Ward show.
And then so I was like, hell yeah. So I was like, we got something here. And then the next one was when we did one in the backyard with Pat Green, right? And the cool thing about throwing events like that, like you're busy running around doing shit all day, you're getting this done, and then there's moments where you stop for a minute and sit back, and I always sit in the very back, or I'm in the front somewhere, and you just see thousands of people just having a good time. Like they're there, they're feeling the emotion, they're drinking, they're having a good time, and you're looking at the waitresses, and everybody's doing their shit, everything's just coming
makes it
fluid.
all worth it.
The sound guy's doing his thing, the band's kicking ass, and you're just sitting back there like, hell yeah, bro. And then the other one was when I brought this band called Austin Meat in. Here's this guy I've been following around, man. He's got the coolest mustache and hair in the game. He kind of started out country. He's good friends with like Co Wexel and stuff. They did some collabs or whatever. Well, then my coworker I work with, Lily, she loves this guy. She's like, man, we really got to get this guy here. I was like, hell yeah, let's do it. So we get him, and I'm feeling weird about it because like I'm not getting a lot of response at first, but his ticket sales just start going up and up and up and up. I'm like, hell yeah. And then he shows up. He comes out in his van. He's wearing snakeskin pants. He's like, bro, is there any way I can get like a Bloody Mary? I'm like, hell yeah.
Bloody Mary, what time of day was it?
It was like 9 a.m. And he has no shirt on, his glasses, and he got the stage hands. I'm like, yeah. He opens up this trailer, and all his gear just falls out. And he goes, yep, that explains last night. But then as his crew comes in, they're like the nicest people in the world. We're doing everything. We're setting the band up, and he's starting to kind of evolve into what he's going to be that night. And then all of a sudden, all these fans are coming up with all his merch, and they all have like this weird, like funny shit, like "Hey fuckers," this that. He's got a song where he stops, where his record label calls him, and they say, "Hey, we need more butthole and whatever in this thing." So then they start bringing out these sex dolls. The people are throwing blow up dolls on the stage, bro.
This guy was there for that show.
Yeah, you're on the side stage, yeah. And he's like just ripping it, bro. But he hasn't been here with my new light system that I got. And then he's bringing this other guy with him.
Oh, yeah, he's coming back. When is he coming back?
This Saturday, bro.
Oh, man.
I know you're probably busy, but, man, he's so geared up for this one. And he's just blown up, too. He's been all over the nation now. He's got a tour bus status. Right. Just had a kid. He brings him on the road, brings him out. Like, it's...
I love to see it. He sounds like somebody that's hustled and grinded to get where he is, and you want to help. You want to really get behind.
Yeah. This is probably the last time he could play here. He's about to really go to that next level, you know what I mean? But it shows like that, like, you take a chance on him.
Right.
And it pays out, and you introduce all these people to new people. And that's where it's like, so that's when I started booking, like, other people I haven't heard of, like Matt Castillo from San Antonio.
Sure.
He could be, I'm telling you right now, if he was in the right spot, he's right there. I mean,
shout out to his booking agent.
They're all of them.
Holly Grant.
Oh, yep.
She's great. She's great.
Holly hustles, man. She makes sure all the people play it.
Holly stays on top of me.
Yeah.
She's always grinding for her entertainers.
But
so.
I look around Cody Hibbert. He's coming up here pretty soon. Fucking love that guy too. He's a hustler. You got Trent Cowie, hustler. You got Jake Bush. He's a hustler. Of course, Jeff Canada's always hustling around here.
Jeff Canada, yeah.
Then,
all of them. This is a hotbed, man. This whole, and I don't say just like Montgomery County or Woodlands. I'm talking about if you look at Houston area,
Moon Pies, like
so many, man. It's just so many, man. You've had so many. I'm looking around this room right now. I'm looking at all these different names.
But I'm bringing people from Oklahoma.
Yeah.
I'm trying to bring that Oklahoma scene down here. Matt Williams kicks ass.
That's a good thing about your venue is that
they allow
like
me
you
to
said,
do it.
well, your ownership's behind you, and they encourage you. They believe in you, but you guys have that built-in crowd where even if it's somebody coming from Oklahoma or something, like people are still going to show up, and that's such a great thing because some venues don't have that. So if they book a band, nobody shows up, they lose their till.
And then I call you and say, Jimmy, Put them on the big stage at one of your big shows, man.
100%,
You have.
100%.
You've taken some of them.
And 100%.
They're great.
And you know what? The ones that have the good, that are respectful, that are professional, that appreciate the opportunities that are given. And, you know, I hate this whole, like, oh, you're a promoter, you're this and that. You know what? Don't bite the hand that feeds you.
We're producers.
We're producers and we're marketers, and we do a lot more than, I don't know what the hell a promoter means. If you just mean, if promoter means I just post on Facebook and promote your show, well, I do a hell of a lot more than that.
Yeah.
You've been at my, you've seen what goes into putting on a festival. I'm more than a promoter. So I take offense to that. And
I've taken a lot of notes.
I'm telling you, man, like, I really do want to keep working with the ones that are appreciative. And
it's cool because, again, if one of our people makes it to that next level, man, how cool is that going to be for us, man? Just
to be a part of that.
Yeah.
Cody Hibbert comes to mind for me because Cody Hibbert was nothing.
I know.
Working in the oil field. Remember, we were designing his like CD cover or something.
Cody, if you're listening to this, you hated my album cover, but you still paid for it, which I respect.
But he's still one of our boys, and like, if he ever makes it like to the rodeo stage or like,
we better be getting some of that.
Dude, we remember when he was like playing at. Remember we went and saw him in Conroe
Marshall's.
at Marshall's Tavern
By himself.
Yeah. And like.
His voice is so big.
We fight with our venue owners and our venues when we bring these people in, and we want to showcase them.
That's the passion. We love all this new shit, bro. Like
100%.
There's so much talent
out
there.
But that's my thing is I want to talk about this year at the award ceremony. Is like the artist and venue and even the promoter or buyer, the relationship. Like
have to be on the same
it is
team.
so important. And being grateful for each other.
We have to grow
We're grateful for the musicians.
Yeah, but we have
to
grow
be grateful
together.
for what we do. And I don't care if you think I sound egotistical. We bust. I know you do. Mm-hmm. I know you bust your tail. I know you fight for entertainers, and so do I. We've had many conversations about different entertainers and how we want to help them, make them better, see them succeed. We all love Peyton Howie.
Yeah, of course.
Peyton Howie's our girl. Like we want to see Peyton Howie go to the moon.
She came up here on a steak night. Played as soon as she got off the stage, like never come back here again until you have a full band. She's like, yes, sir, Mr. Matthew.
But why do we love Peyton?
Because she brings it and she delivers every time.
She brings it. She's grateful. She's professional. With. She's easy to work with. She gets where she's at in her career. She listens. Yes.
You give her advice and she takes the notes and she goes and does it.
And you cheer for people like that. Yeah. You cheer for them. You cheer them. They know where they're at.
Like I tell every band that comes here, big or short, once you play here, I'm your first guy you're going to see, your last guy you're going to see. My house is your house. If you're playing down the street somewhere else and they're not feeding you, whatever, come over here. We'll take care of you. Just like old Josh Ward band came over here and saw me the other night. That was badass.
They did?
Yeah, they came here and had dinner. We sat and bullshit. It was a
great
time.
Hell of a show the other night.
I couldn't make it. I was working, but I had a good show too, but not as big as y'all.
We'll talk a little bit more about Josh Ward in a second, but before we get to that, I want to talk to you about a little bit about you and your historical music career. You were in a band called Silverleaf.
Yeah, back in the day.
You and I have had many nights where we've gotten a little tipsy and we've reminisced on the days when you were on the front of Rolling Stone magazine and all the
in the
cool
Rolling Stone magazine, not the front.
Sorry, not the front. I apologize. Yeah. But all being in Rolling Stone magazine, the success of the band, all the touring and just you're bringing. Is it a reunion show? Is that what's coming in?
Yeah, we're bringing it back. Maybe May 3rd. We're doing a 20th anniversary of our CD, which is we're sold. We've been together 24 years. Which is crazy. We were talking about it last night.
So has the band been playing at all, or are y'all just like...
Yeah, no, like my singer, he went off, did some single stuff, but then like half my band went and became a Pearl Jam tribute band for the last 10 years. And then they've each got a couple projects. One of them has like Jane's Addiction tribute band. The other one's got like a police one, whatever. I got busy doing corporate stuff and whatever, and then came into this last 10 years. So the last 10 years I've been helping this company build bars and restaurants, and
you've been great at it.
But then we finally got something with music, so I get to get back in it again, which is great.
So tell the people that are going to watch, and we may share some of this stuff on social, whatever. Tell them what can they expect. Was it May 3rd?
May 3rd.
Like if you come out May 3rd and you say I'm gonna go to Sawyer Park and see Silverleaf, they ain't played together in over a decade. What can you expect, man? Can you
a bunch of old dudes up there throwing their hip out? Well, first of all, I'm on a big diet. I'm on a big diet. I know you can't tell right now, but I'm down 36 pounds. Give me some love on that, brother. 37.
For sure.
But
he looks great.
Thanks, sir. Getting there. No, the thing about us back in the day, we always wanted to. Again, we go to the clubs and whatever. We wanted to get everybody involved in the shows, so we would change it up. There would always be some kind of intro. The show was different every time you came to see it. So when we made our album, it was called The Show. It's like just a whole vibe type thing, which was
Right.
great because, like, you know, you think you've forgotten. It's been so long. We put that one post out there, and over 2,000 people responded in a day. You know, that was crazy. I was like, oh,
sure.
shit, there's still some gas in the tank here. But again, our music's pop rock. It's nothing crazy. It's nothing whatever. But you could see 5 guys up there giving so much passion. And, you know, and we were one of those bands, the little band that you could, like, we would show up to all these festivals, tour bus, My Expedition, tour bus.
Yeah.
But we're there, we're on the road with Shinedown, Smompty Soul, Blue October, Puddle of Mud.
Crazy.
Yeah, we're all doing the shit. And then, you know, it's just crazy. It was a good time. But we learned to be very easy. Like, we were the band that could get up and do a sound check in 5 minutes.
You're right.
We would do whatever the club asked. We'd do whatever. We'd promote the shit. We didn't have Facebook.
Yeah.
We didn't have MySpace. We had mp3.com at that time. We literally had to make little CDs that we would pay out our own to give to everybody that came to the show, or we'd go put them on their car. We'd go to the big clubs and pass out flyers. Like, we did old school. We did mailing lists when you got there.
Oh yeah, mailing lists. Oh,
That was
grassroots marketing.
We had to.
Grassroots,
You know?
yeah. You didn't have the social media and all that.
But it
So
worked.
and that's the thing, dude, is all these entertainers now. they have-
Lazy.
I mean,
I'm just saying.
I know. And you don't want to say it, right? Because you don't want them to think you're talking about you, and I'm not talking about anybody specifically. But we know that you guys back in the day didn't have...
Had to hustle. And music sucked. And music
Hustle
sucked
meant
in
putting flyers on cars at clubs.
Yeah,
and
we did.
Yeah,
we,
you had-
we made a night
and
of it.
now
We
you have
did.
I can't tell you how many times you've seen me fire one of
Yeah,
the biggest
major
bands in the
Yeah, well,
country.
I know.
And like, I'm not afraid to do it.
We couldn't even get a freaking a post out of them.
Why? Exactly.
If I had all the tools today. Like,
Why can you not even make a post? Oh, we'll make a post the week of. You're gonna make a post the week of the show?
but here's the
Everybody's
kicker.
got plans already, man. You need to be posting regularly. Like, come on, man.
Just doing what we used to do back in the day, and we
They
would
don't
play.
get it.
We would play a dive bar, divier than fucking Exit 73, called Sidecar Pub, and that place would hold 350, and we would sell it out every time, no matter what. And that's way outside of Houston. We never had a crowd less than 300. That's from grassroots marketing. Give
Matty.
me Facebook now. Give me all this shit with all the. Oh my god,
Matty, let me tell you something.
please.
I listen to, and again, I love them. It's not you. This ain't Matty talking. This is
Y'all
Sailor.
got so much.
This is
Give me-
Sailor Jimmy
you can
talking.
Go, no, first of
No,
all,
this is Sailor
you don't even
Jimmy
have to
talking.
Make an album. You just go make one hit.
Yeah.
Put it on the
Hey,
freaking
if you have
Spotify.
one song that
Put it on
goes,
TikTok.
if you have one song that's great, you'll be set for the rest of your life. Okay, one hit wonder.
Jesus.
But
Christ.
listen, here's the
all
deal.
the tools.
Like I listen, I hear entertainers say like, "Well, you don't know how hard it is." I'm okay. My gala in the Woodlands, right? We do it, or we used to do it at the Woodlands Resort. Now we do it at Margaritaville.
Party place.
Who do you think goes out and sells 300 seats every year?
Jimmy Rogers.
You think my Facebook post sells that? No.
No.
I hustle and grind to sell those seats.
There's that word again. He likes to grind.
That's what
He's the
you have
grinder.
to do.
He's
You
the
have to
grinder.
hustle and grind. When you're
Jimmy
given the
man.
opportunity to be great at something, every show, every event matters. Okay,
Yeah.
every venue matters. Every
And
show
then as soon as
matters.
that week's over, it's like, okay, here's the next. You know, what do we got next?
That's
what do we got
that's
next?
hey.
And then what are we doing?
Let's
6 months
go.
from now? What are
Hey,
we doing? Whatever.
how many we take each other? Let's go.
go. Send it. Whoa, yeah,
We're chasing a
100%.
dream here, just like they are. Our dream is to have the best shows or the best production of a show. You love lights. You love how
I love production.
You
show.
love
I want
the
every band to come in
What
here
do I always tell you?
Look like Pink Floyd. That's
I
all
always tell you what's important to me. It's the guest experience.
Guess he's in.
We want to be different. We want the guests to have a good time.
Now,
So
your VIP, when you do your VIP shit, because you got the capability to do all this crazy stuff, you got your couches over. That's bad
we
shit.
just want our guests to have a different experience than where they get anywhere else. So we take a lot of pride in that. We do a lot of planning. There's a lot of people involved in the execution of it, and that's what I want the entertainers to know is that like everybody is
You're not
playing
just
a
showing
part.
up and rocking. There's a lot of things to get you here.
100%.
You know?
100%.
But yeah, but with all these bands now, man, y'all have got the opportunity now to really be bigger than life. Like, y'all have all
They
the
do
goods.
because of social media.
That, I mean, but just the fact that you can go out there, you don't have to make a big album. You know,
You gotta grind, man. You gotta hustle. If you're lazy, I don't have any sympathy for you, man. If
But I see a handful of them out there. I see you, Jake Bush. I see you, Trent Kai. I see y'all doing the grinding right now. I see
100%.
Peyton Howard,
Susan
I see
Hickman.
y'all.
Susan Hickman's grinding her
She always been
butt off
grinding.
right now. But you have respect for those people. But I don't have any sympathy for people that are like. If I get to a week of a show and it's been planned for 3 months and I get to the week of and it's highly underperforming and
10 tickets.
I go to their social page and it's like there's been one post in 3 months. Like I'm very unsympathetic towards the fact that you're not performing where you should.
Like Austin Mead, I get a message every day. Hey, where are we at? Where are we at on tickets?
Because they're engaged. They're
Like, oh,
engaged.
give me your newest flyer. They just did a
engaged.
Facebook ad for this area.
They're
And
engaged.
I'm watching it because we're getting the sponsors from it. I'm like, oh, there's another.
Yeah, and I'm
awesome.
gonna look right in the camera. This is Sawyer Jimmy talking. I've been doing this for a decade. Done a lot of great shows. It is not solely up to the venue or the entertainer or anybody. It's a partnership. It is a group effort to make sure that the show is successful. It means everybody has to be involved. Everybody has to be engaged to make it successful. Do you agree with that?
Has to be.
Yeah, it's not all on the entertainer. It's not all on the venue or the promoter. It's a group effort. It's teamwork. End of the day, that's how you make the show great.
Teamwork.
So if you're not engaged, and you're not doing your job, then don't complain when it's not successful.
It's like a swarm.
Swarm. Look at the hat, Matty.
I haven't really seen it in person. Yeah, there's a swarm squad.
You did the artwork.
I don't know.
All right, I'm gonna make a little sponsor shout out here because sponsors pay the bills.
Grind? Is it something to do with grind?
We're grinding. Yeah. Sponsors are part of the grind. I'm gonna tell you. I'll be real for a second.
Yeah, he's been real already.
Actually,
he's been preaching.
I've been
all
real
day
the whole
today.
time. But another real thing is I asked. So I got a new venue partner called Sam Houston Race Park. Ever heard of it?
Is that where the horses play?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. That place.
That's where the horses play.
When they first came out, man, that was such a big boost to the community. The fact that we had horse racing like that.
When was that? Because I don't remember.
Bro, I'm old, bro. It's been
You're
a
a little
long
older than
fucking
me.
time. But then they started throwing concerts there, and then he stopped. Which sucked. They had some of the best concerts.
So Matty, so I knew they had concerts, and I'd been to one. The best concert I've ever been to at Sam Houston Race Park was Cody Johnson. I think it was 2019 or 17.
Fuck, bro.
12,500 people in the infield. Incredible.
And that was probably just the beginning of his.
That was when he was
Bullshit.
just like breaking out. He was shitting going.
Everybody knows Cody Johnson. Everybody says, that's my friend. I've known him when he was whatever.
He was shitting going.
That's all I ever hear.
Had an opportunity that night to meet him behind stage, and
Hats off
awesome.
to him, by the way.
I think it was 2019.
That's a grinder. That's a motherfucker.
That dude
grinder.
grinded. That dude earned his.
He is the grind.
Yeah. Okay, so then COVID hits, right?
Yeah.
COVID hits like 2020, 2021, whatever. They shut down Sam Houston. They stopped doing the Ziegenbach Fest. They stopped doing the live concerts.
They did that there too, bro.
Ziegenbach Fest was one of the biggest festivals in Texas.
I know.
So
And they used to do raves there. They used to do all sorts of crazy.
everything, just a historical venue.
Stuff. Like that was my
And
rave hands. But anyway.
so I got a phone call like 6 months to a year ago. Jerry Creed, you know Jerry Creed, George Strait tribute band manager, and he's like, "Hey,
He's kind of an icon in Houston. He's saying he's been
I don't doubt it.
He's seen
When I tell you what
He's
I'm
seen
about
some
to tell
shit,
you,
though.
you're going to understand it more. So he calls me and he's like, "Hey, the race park, COVID's over. Race park, they want to bring back live concerts, live music,
Let's go.
and they
Send
brought
it.
back the old GM from years ago, and they were asking me who's the guy and blah blah. So they're like, he set me up a meeting with Sam Houston Race Park.
I bet you're like, oh shit.
Dude, this was like one of my dreams. Literally, I'm not joking with you. This was one of my dreams. This venue was one of my dreams, and so I went into the meeting. Whatever. Long story short, closed the deal, and in the last probably 6 months, I've been working with them and their staff,
I know.
hand in hand, lots of meetings, and we're bringing the honky tonk back to the racetrack. And you guys know all the country folks like to go to the racetrack, watch the horses races, and then one of the cool things about the race park is after the horse racing's over on Saturday night is they used to do these live concerts. So you go and bet on the horses, have a good time.
It's great entertainment.
Then the racing ends, and then you go and enjoy the concert. And they took me down what I call is the Sam Houston Race Park Hall of Fame, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So they walked when I first went and toured in the administrative building. They took me down this hallway, and there's all these posters on the wall, and it's Doug Stone, it's Roger Kreger when he's 23 years old. I mean, it's all the best acts in Texas that you can remember that performed at this venue back in the.
It was a staple.
Dude, it was on the side on the North Houston
Houston,
side.
yeah, that was it.
The race park was like that was the place to play.
Well, and Dosido.
So, anyways, yeah, well, Dosido, of course,
Yeah, it's a
and now
feather-
Sawyer Park.
Yeah, come on.
But anyways, I'm very grateful for the opportunity, Matty. And here's the cool thing.
What you got coming?
Here's the cool thing. I asked the race park if they would sponsor the Sawyer Jimmy podcast, and they said yes. So,
They're a sponsor.
What's that?
They're sponsoring this.
Yeah, they're sponsoring the show, and
Awesome.
I have a little read off for the
Go ahead.
race park.
I'm listening.
The Sam Houston Race Park is now back open. Okay, they're doing live horse racing. from now until I think it's like June 15th, but you don't want to miss a minute of the action with thoroughbred stakes racing every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Every Friday, Saturday, Sunday,
That's
thoroughbred.
live. That's live horse racing.
Live horse racing, thoroughbreds.
Not watching on
So
TV. This
if
is
you don't know the
straight live.
difference, thoroughbreds do the longer races.
Yeah.
Quarter horses are the straightaway.
They're doing it on the clay or the grass?
They're doing it. Well, they're doing it on the grass and on the dirt. Okay.
They like the slop. I got it.
They like all of it. At Sam Houston Race Park, there is something different every weekend, including special events that are fun for the whole family. So this is a family-friendly venue.
Oh,
You
yeah,
can bring the
always
kids.
is.
You can bring whoever you want. Every Friday night from 9 to 11, Sam Houston Race Park has live music with a $4 big beer and $2 wine special. And on February 17th coming up, Sam Houston Race Park features 5 major stakes races during its Texas Preview Day, with the first race being at 1 p.m. That day, they are giving away 800 free Coca-Cola hats. I'm saying again, free 800.
I love when they give free stuff.
Yeah, they give away a lot of free stuff. They're well connected
like
with
grinding.
brands. 800 free Coca-Cola hats to the first 800 customers that pay admission for their 30th anniversary. That's right. This is the 30th anniversary of Sam Houston Race Park this year.
There you go. There's one.
So, Coca-Cola, 800 free hats. On March 8th and 9th, Sam Houston Race
94?
Park. What's that?
94? 1994.
1994. Yeah. Can you believe that? What were you doing in 1994?
I was in high school throwing that parties out in the throwing out in the cow fields.
I was 7 years old.
I was preparing my career to do this.
Anyways, on March 8th and 9th, Sam Houston Race Park will have camel and ostrich racing.
I've heard of this.
So
I've
it's
never
not even
been to
horse
this.
racing. Now we have
They've been doing this for a while.
yeah,
bro.
I heard that's
a
really
staple.
cool.
Yeah, but I've never been able to go to it. Oh my
March
God.
8th, you can go. March 8th and 9th, which I believe is a Saturday and Sunday. They're going to have
Sunday I can do it.
camel and ostrich racing.
It's so cool.
And every Sunday in March, they will have a family fun day
Ostriches
with pony
are not
rides.
good. I know, but ostriches.
Hey, you ever seen ostrich? They go.
I know.
We call that the Matty look.
Yeah, but that is they haul ass, bro.
But no, man, they're gonna have every. It says here every Sunday in March they're gonna have pony rides, petting
this out.
zoos,
I'm putting this
local
down on my shirt right
breweries, live music and more. You can find out all the information about what's going on at Sam Houston Race Park at shrp.com. Sam Houston Race Park is up and running again, doing live music, live events.
I was gonna say it's about time. It's about
It really
time.
is, man. 'Cause it's such a historical venue.
Well, it's cool for the family.
100%.
There's not a lot of like things you can do that, and it's as a kid seeing like the horses and the hot dogs. Come on now, I got the good hot dogs there too. But like
It's different too,
they used to
man.
have
Like,
contests too. Like there used to be a ribbon contest I would get in. It was crazy.
I encourage everybody, if you have an opportunity this racing season, you have now until even February, March, then April, June is going to be quarter horses. But get out to the race park, go check out a race. Like I said, every Sunday in March they're doing ostrich and camel racing. That's kind of cool. That'd be fun to watch.
We gotta go do that.
But great venue.
Let's go do that on a Sunday.
Great venue. On Sunday they have the brunch menu.
I didn't know about that.
Bloody Marys, mimosas. But y'all get out to Sam Houston Race Park.
That's my
Thank
only
you
day
for
off, too.
sponsoring us. What's that?
It's like my only day off to go, so I'm going.
Well, let's go. You know what's happening at Sam Houston Race Park April 13th?
Oh, I think I do. It's some crawfish thing or something. Or
The Boots for Troops, Peel for a Purpose, April 13th at Sam Houston Race Park. And star-studded lineup, Wade Bowen, Sawyer Brown, Brian Martin, Rick Trevino, and Carlton Anderson. It's a huge crawfish festival presented by Moffitt Services, offer benefiting Boots for Troops, military charity, our troops. So y'all put that on your calendar too. Find out a lot of information about that at boots4troops.org. All right. We're going to switch over to some sports talk.
let's go. We're going.
I don't think you're ready.
I'm ready,
I don't think so.
bro.
You look scared to me.
I'm watching all the transitions going on here the last couple of days that the Texans are moving right now, and the Astros.
Yeah. Let's talk about the Texans.
You know, like that feeling you get at the beginning of the season where you just know, like 2017 when we first hung out to watch the World Series together.
Yeah.
We just knew, like we
Yeah.
felt it in our gut, like, bro, it's gonna happen.
What a magical season. If I could give one word for the season, it'd be magical.
Yeah.
Do you remember Mina exit
Yeah.
every game. Well,
We're just sitting
like
there going, send it? Yeah, it was great.
we had no clue how good this team was going to be, and like they kept winning, and
All the big moments.
then it got fun.
Yeah, it was just like, let's go.
What was your favorite moment about the season?
Just the crazy outcomes, some of those last-minute home runs, some of just the big plays, and just watching, it was the people around you.
Right.
Because everybody like, oh, well, we were all here together. We had to come back here again. And it just kept growing and growing and growing. And then everything, like, everybody had these things going on. It was just the vibe. Like, it was just nothing
Well, we've been
better.
such a baseball town for so long, and that's fine. I'm okay with that. I love that.
Finally, it's like,
Because you and I have had some we've had some really fun moments cheering the Astros on you and I.
100%.
And it was cool to see you and I sit there and cheer on the Texans in almost a similar ways. The Astros.
Oh,
we
this
were like,
year?
yeah.
It's
we
been a
were
while.
like-
It's been a hot minute that I've actually watched the Texans. I'm not gonna lie. After the last bunch of shenanigans, we lost Watt and all that. You try to rally me back because you've made some friends with some of the team members and stuff, and try to get me back going. I just couldn't do it.
I took a lot of heat from friends, including like Ray Henson, Chris
Oh, you had to throw him in
like
there.
because I was a homer, right? In the years that they were just absolutely terrible, I kept saying like they were still going to be good because I'm just such a homer. And
I was pissed. I was pissed with the management.
Yeah.
And the
What they
coach
did.
bullshit that they were doing. I was like, man, what are y'all doing? But hey, as soon as they said D'Amico Ryans, I was like, what?
you were like,
Yeah, I was like, what? You bringing back my dog? I was like,
Swarm.
okay. I was like, and then we was like, hey, bro.
swarm.
And then me and Brian Butler were like, I don't know. It's kind of tricky. And then we started talking draft.
Nobody expected them to make it to the divisional round of playoffs, though.
Well, and we get that drafted. You get two badass number ones who
Yeah.
happen to be offensive and defensive rookie of the year. Let's go.
Yeah, and you know what? It's not like I felt like they had a lot of talent. I didn't feel like they had the right coach in place.
I felt like
You found out this year how much coaching means to a great team.
But I felt when we talked about the team last year, there was a lot of talent on that team that just weren't coached right. So when you get that passion in there, you can get any group of guys to do what you got to do, right?
For sure.
We don't have an
And,
all-star lineup. We don't.
It also goes to show that when you have a
We just made a bunch of all-stars.
when you have a franchise quarterback and a franchise coach, those are the top two pieces.
yeah,
When you
Tom
have
Brady
both,
and Belichick.
when you have both,
yeah.
man, like let's be honest.
It
I'm going
builds
to predict
the
it.
team is like, I'll run through a wall for you.
Yeah, I'm
What
going
do
to
you
predict
mean?
it right now. Put it in an envelope. Put it in an
I'm
envelope.
doing it too.
Put it
I'm
in an
doing it
envelope. The Texans are going to win a Super Bowl with C.J. Stroud.
100%.
They're going to. I think he's that guy. He has the personality. He has the work ethic,
I don't
and
think
his
just
head's
one.
on straight.
I'm saying 2-3.
It's going to be hard to get Mahomes.
I'm telling you, everybody's saying the only person that can beat him right now is
C.J.
CJ.
Stroud. C.J. Stroud. You know what? I'm going to tell you what my favorite moment of the season was with you.
What's that?
Do you remember whenever it was like week, like 14, it was late in the season, and J.J. Watt went on the Pat McAfee show, and he was like, they asked him, like, he was like working out in Houston, whatever, and then you and I,
He admitted the other day.
yeah,
that
I
he
know,
was
you and
looking
I,
at-
remember you and I
yeah.
were sitting at exit one
We
night.
called it.
And we were like, he's coming back. He's coming back. Like, if the Texans win this week, he's coming back. And then we lost that game to Jacksonville, whatever. And I think if we would have won that game,
He even said that. He said that like 2 days ago on the same show. He's like, "Oh, I'm 1,000% not coming back."
was
But
paying
like-
attention.
I was down to two teams.
he was paying attention.
Yeah, he goes, I was seeing what was going to happen between two teams, between the Steelers going to play with my brother
Right.
or the Texans. And they're saying, so you're saying there was a chance? He's like, there was. He's like, right now, I don't know. But I'm telling you right now,
I think because I remember the game, it was Jacksonville.
either that or he's coming back and have some kind of coaching role.
And he may come back next year. He's going to be lying again because
He's like, well,
he's working out every
He
day.
said like this, he's like, if I was going to come back, it would have been this year, but you can't come back after a year. And bullshit.
Yeah, he's in shape.
Brett
if he come
Favre.
back. But
You know what I'm saying?
do you remember how excited we were? We were sitting at the bar. We're like telling everybody. We convinced ourselves that he was going
It was
to
coming.
make.
I'm telling you, had the outcome been different, I think he would have been there 100%.
That would have been too
Words.
crazy.
Bro, imagine the life of the
Can you-
city after that. Oh, my God.
Can you imagine like the next day? Breaking news:
I'd just be like,
J.J. Watt's coming back to the Houston Texans
I'd be like,
for a
told you
playoff
so.
run.
I'd be like, I told y'all.
We'd have been celebrating how
I mean,
how
turned
we
down
were
for
right.
what?
We'd have been celebrating how we were right.
It would have been bad. Remember a lot of Jaeger drank on that one. But
Oh,
anyway,
man.
it was good shit.
All right. Do you
Yeah.
think D'Amico Ryans
Yep.
or Nick Caserio? Did you watch the honor? Did you watch the NFL awards the other night?
No.
So, D'Amico lost head coach of the year to Stefanski
Stupid.
in Cleveland, which I felt
Bullshit.
I was initially like, "What
We
the
beat Cleveland.
beep?" Because Like, we beat Cleveland in the first round, and, like, everybody predicted the Texans to be, like, one of the worst teams in the NFL, and they go to the divisional round. They beat the Browns in the first round when people were predicting the Browns to be the team that goes to the Super Bowl and surprise everybody, and they beat them, and then this guy wins over D'Amico?
Falco this.
What's
Falco
the
that.
how do they vote for this award?
I don't know. Stupid.
So were you disappointed?
100%.
Yeah.
Should have been a trifecta.
And then whenever you have C.J. Stroud, Offensive Rookie of the Year, Will Anderson, Defensive Rookie of the Year, your head coach is up for Head Coach of the Year. How do you not win Executive of the Year if you're Nick Caserio?
100%.
Like, that's crazy. That's
You
all
got
those
two out of the three.
all three of those moves. No.
You got 2 out of the
I
three.
know, but all 3 of those moves are executive moves. He has to hire D'Amico. He has to draft those 2 players. That's
what he
executive
did
year.
on the draft was sick, bro.
Yeah.
We went ape shit on that.
I think he was robbed.
That was cool.
They're both robbed. But anyways, Matty, you're one of my best friends. We watch a lot of sports together.
We cry, we fight, we do it all.
We can't close out the show without talking for just a few seconds about the Super Bowl. What did you think about Super Bowl?
I had a blast. I loved the halftime show. I thought it was great.
Usher.
I want to see him laugh. I think he'd be bringing it. All I know is that he had everybody dancing in the bar.
You were here. You were
No,
here.
I was at exit.
Okay.
And I was actually working on some flyers. So that's why I went to exit. I was working.
Were they my flyers?
It was your flyer.
Was I texting you, hounding you?
Yes, you were. So I was getting it done. But then, like, the halftime went into overtime. I love the comeback. I think that was great. I think the better team won. I got sick of seeing the Taylor Swift thing. But you know what? Hey, hats off to them. It's great.
Yeah, I'm one of those guys, like, I don't care about I'm happy for them. I think it's great.
I can see her once.
I don't care if they show her or whatever.
Oh,
I love her red lipstick. I'm a big red lipstick guy. I love when.
no, I do too.
Like,
There's nothing hotter. There's nothing hotter.
I love red. Like, for all the ladies out there, wear the red lipstick. I think most men love
Leave
that.
the marks.
Leave them exactly. But I can't close out the show without asking. I gotta ask, man. I'm sorry. I have to ask.
What?
Are you okay with Travis Kelce yelling at his head coach and shoulder bumping in the middle of the Super Bowl?
I feel bad about this right now. I feel real bad because I've maybe on another level. I did not see that.
No, we want to hear truth.
When did that happen? Because I'm still trying to research it. Like, I keep
happened
seeing
like
the picture where they're yelling at that poor old man.
Poor old man, Andy Reid, one of the greatest coaches ever in NFL history.
No, I said he's getting yelled at by this dude, right? He's already banging whatever.
Let me tell you what happened. Let me tell you what happened.
Give me the rundown.
All right.
Because I've been trying to research it. I just haven't had time.
All right, I'm gonna give you the rundown because so I think it was like late first quarter or early second.
They're losing.
San Francisco's driving. They get down to in the red zone and they run a play and somebody on the Kansas City fumbles, turns the ball over.
Yes.
And now they show Travis Kelce. He like runs up on Andy Reid. Andy Reid's not paying attention. Comes at him and like either body or shoulder checks him.
He's
and
up
Andy Reid's like caught off guard, right? He's like your size, bigger guy, right?
Come on now. Where's the weight? Anyway, keep that frame up.
Harley, edit that out. But anyways, he like shoulder bumps him or body bumps him. Catches Andy Reid almost falls over, and he's in his face like yelling at him. And supposedly he was mad because he wasn't in the game whenever the guy fumbled. Like he was going to stop the guy from fumbling or something. I don't know. And I saw it. I'm sitting, and believe it or not, I didn't go out for a Super Bowl. I was sitting at home on the couch, legs up in a recliner, and I'm watching it, nobody around me, peaceful.
You have Astro with you?
Yeah, Astro's chilling with me.
Yep.
And I'm like, I see him yell at his head coach, get all up in his face, and I'm like, that's not okay. So I immediately went to Facebook just because I'm in a chill mode. And I'm like, man,
doing the
where I grew when I grew up, like playing sports, military, like you don't disrespect the leader of your team.
Give me the goods.
Whatever.
What do you
so
do?
I said that, and then I posted it, and I'll go back to watching the game. Like,
what was he mad about?
Because he wasn't in the game whenever the guy fumbled.
Not too bad. You're not
I don't know. Okay, so
You're not
then,
the coach.
So listen, so I'm chilling.
Would you go yell at your sergeant like that?
Hell no.
Yeah,
Hell no.
so there you
Not only
go.
no, but a capital HE
no.
double hockey sticks,
Fuck
no.
no.
And so I started looking at my post, like 15 minutes later, it's like 50 shares. And like 20 minutes later, it's like 100 shares.
Yeah, getting heated now.
And then like an hour later, it's like 300 shares. And it gets up to like almost 500 shares on my posts about how I thought. So there's like all these comments. And I'm like, 90% of the comments people were saying shouldn't happen. You shouldn't run up on your head coach like that. And then there's like this like 10% of society who's like, oh, it's just passion.
No.
And I'm like,
Like we have passion. You and I we get in our own fights. You and me, we'll get passionate about our own shit.
100%.
We'll get in it, but we don't fucking body check each other.
For sure. And look, here's what I'm gonna say about it before we end the show.
respect each other, man. We give our space, but you don't just run up on someone like that. And no.
Here's what I'm gonna say because I've already said it, but I'm gonna say it again because I believe in this and I'm using my platform. I respect everybody's opinion on what happened. My opinion doesn't have to be your opinion. We don't have to agree on it. We can see things two different ways, but you're not going to get me on board, and I'm not going to get on the train. I've seen too many things in our country be disrespected. I'm not going to keep going with the disrespect. Way I was taught, the way I was brought up, whether that's in team sports, military, or business, or business, you don't disrespect the leader of the group. And if you do have something that you need to say to the leader of the group, you do it behind closed doors. Yeah. You do it
Coach's
privately.
office. That's what they come to coach's office.
And if all you people out there who want to say that it's okay and it's just passion, you're opening up a floodgates to say that it's okay, and it's going to happen more, and you're going to validate it, and then you're going to have people that work their whole life like Andy Reid did to gain that respect, and it's going to mean nothing because you can just go up in his face and show him up in the middle. He bullied him because you know what? He wouldn't do that to D'Amico Ryans. Travis Kelce wouldn't do that to D'Amico Ryans. He wouldn't do it to who's the Steelers coach?
No. Old school. Oh shit.
Man, I can't think of his name right now. There's a lot of coaches.
Tomlin, right?
Mike Tomlin. You think Travis Kelce would do that to Mike Tomlin or D'Amico Ryans? Or what's Campbell from Detroit Lions? What's his name?
Yeah,
Hell no.
Shit too. Yeah, no.
He bullied Andy Reid, but that's okay. Look, my take on it instead of Jimmy's take, you don't disrespect your head coach like that.
All right, we got it. Sweet.
Period. In a story. That's my take. Anyways, Matty, thanks for joining us on the show today.
Brother.
I had a lot of fun. We talked about a lot of great things.
Stuff.
I appreciate you. Appreciate your influence.
Good luck on your ventures.
Absolutely. I appreciate your influence, your opinions.
I love it.
Thank you, Harley Ray, for being here, helping produce. Thank you to our sponsors, Captain Brad's Coastal Kitchen, Tomball, Texas, off 249 North Point. All the seafood you could ever want.
Pony show.
Who?
The horse track, baby.
Oh, yeah, the horse track. Ostrich and camel racing coming up.
I'm down with that.
Make sure you follow Samuelson Race Park on Facebook.
I will send a picture to prove I was there watching that shit.
We're going to bet on that stuff.
I understand. Ostrich all day.
Love you, shipmates. Thanks for tuning in for the latest episode of the Set of Jimmy podcast. We'll see you on the next episode. What are you doing with your life?